some of them come to hear and see the band. We're at Mount Pleasant at Central Michigan University in the Student Union Center, the Bovee Center, I think is what it's called. So if you can get here this morning, you can be treated to a concert of, I don't know, maybe there's more than 100 for sure. CMU students here that are playing in the marching band, and Jim Batcheller is with us. Your title is the band director?
I'm the director of the Chippewa Marching Band.
Director of the Chippewa Marching Band.
And Associate Director of Bands here at CMU.
Now, what happens when you ask 100 young college people who've had a Thursday night, presumably on the town, because that's the way I did it, to show up at 5:30 in the morning? Isn't there a mutiny? Shouldn't they have attacked you?
You know, you would think there would be, but no. Actually, none of these children go to the bar.
They love to perform. They must, if you're going to get here at this hour of the morning.
They do. They really do. And it's always just a matter of asking them for a little bit extra, and they're always ready to go, because that's what we do.
Well, you're on statewide radio this morning and on Fox 47 television in Lansing. It'll be podcasted later in the day, and you can spread it all around the country and send it to your family and friends, and they can hear you again on the radio. Now, yesterday, as I was walking through campus, I think it was really warm. It was in the 80s, it seemed like yesterday, and I heard the band practicing, and it was like 3:30 in the afternoon, and I thought, my God, to be in the noonday sun like that in the marching band uniform out on the field practicing, you also got to really love it, too.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, you know, any day that it's not raining, this is a good day for marching band.
I guess so. I noticed some news this morning out of Eastern Michigan University. By the way, they have decided to put the Huron logo back on the band uniforms in a very sort of a small way. It's not going to be very evident, but they felt it was time to go back and revive the Huron after taking it away. You don't have that problem here with the Chippewas. There's never been an issue.
No, there really hasn't. We've got a great relationship with the tribe, and we work very hard to make sure that we not only are aware of the Chippewa legacy, but that we live up to the pride involved with the name.
Fantastic. Now tell me this: how many members of the band are there?
There are about 270.
270, and I didn't do a head count today, but got a good turnout.
Pretty good turnout this morning, yeah.
And so you practice again today in advance of the game with Michigan State tomorrow. Anything different in that MSU has become a rival for you?
Yeah. Well, and
more so than Western almost.
Yeah, well, and one of the things that's great about the rivalry, Michael Patrick, is that we have a great relationship with the Michigan State band. John Madden and his guys are just terrific, and they always treat us very well when we go to East Lansing. And we're thrilled to have the opportunity to finally return the favor and bring them to Mount Pleasant.
Now, do they come in tomorrow morning, or do they come in tonight?
They'll be in tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Okay, so you can't turn off the hot water in their hotel or anything fun like that.
As much as I would like to, no. No, not at all.
There is I obviously respect each other, but is there a rivalry? When you're on the field, you're trying to outdo the other band?
Not as such. I mean, we would like to think that we do what we do as well or better than anybody else. But our job is to support the team and to fire up our fans. And that's their job as well. And John Madden and I have known each other for a very long time. He's a great guy. And we realize, as our kids do, that if we lose sight of the fact that our job is to support our respective teams, we could diminish that by kind of being in competition with one another. Plus, you know, because our other job is to enhance the game day atmosphere, the more we get along with one another, the more we respect one another, the better we can do. And it gives the fans the opportunity, obviously, to decide who they like better.
Is it true that the home team often plays the other team's fight song in tribute?
That is true at some places.
You don't do that here?
We haven't. It's been a very long time since that's been part of our tradition.
Okay. Are there band scholarships?
There are, although very few. We have a couple of scholarships named for Norm Dietz, who was the director of bands here and basically built the music program at CMU from the 1940s to the 1970s. But we're always looking for donors.
Oh, so you can count me in, because I'm so touched that everyone would show up this morning on a Friday morning at this hour that I want to write a check before I leave. And that's just the smallest way that I can show my gratitude, because I'll never forget. I mean, that you brought the band down to Lansing once before.
Yes.
And I guess none of these band members would have been there at the time.
A couple of them.
It was,
yeah.
Were there? A
yeah.
couple? Yeah. And you remember we were outside our studio there, right on Michigan Avenue, down from the Capitol. And our studio was in the bottom of a building that had apartments upstairs and condos. And we forgot you know, it's 6 in the morning, and somebody up there didn't like the idea of being awakened by a marching band at 6 in the morning.
Right.
I thought it would be the coolest thing in the world if you're laying in bed and you look out your window and, you know, there's 70 people in a marching band out there, but this fellow, for whatever reason, didn't like it. And he took action.
He did, you know, and which is why that group became known as the Water Bucket Brigade after several.
Did they really?
They did. They dumped a bucket of water, but as you know, the law of unintended effect came into play. It landed primarily on my trombone section, and these are people who are. You know, emboldened by such things.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Blazing Saddles and Mongo. Don't shoot him; he'll just make him mad. So they just played louder,
and I was mortified, and I thought, my God, they got up probably at 4:30 in the morning to be here, and somebody throws a bucket of water on them, and all they wanted to know is, did the Fox 47 cameras get it on tape so they could post it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Now here's a congratulations for that kind of spirit and resiliency. You want to take us to the break again? We got a minute here before we go. You'll be live on Fox 47 and radio stations across the state. This is the Central Michigan University Marching Band.